You've been trying to defend yourself, explain, or confront this narcissistic person for far too long, and it's only left you more exhausted and confused. There's an ancient Zen teaching that reveals why fighting a narcissist is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it escapes. Zen masters discovered that true strength comes from emptiness, from the space you create when you simply withdraw from the toxic dance. When you ignore a narcissist consciously and intentionally, you're practicing what Buddha called compassionate detachment. You free yourself without hatred. You protect yourself without attacking. This isn't coldness, it's ancestral wisdom in action. Silence becomes your most powerful weapon because it forces the narcissist to confront their own inner emptiness that they fear so much. You stop being the fuel that feeds the fire of their wounded ego. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment from what part of the world you're watching, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered why some people always need all the attention and why nothing you do ever seems to be enough for them? Maybe you have met someone who always wants to be the most important person in every room. This kind of person will often talk only about themselves. They want others to notice them and listen to them all the time. Sometimes, they might ignore your feelings or not care about your needs at all. You may find yourself wondering, why is this happening and what can I do about it? To answer that, it helps to understand how a narcissist thinks and how they act. Narcissists are people who want to be the center of everything. They need to feel special and important. They want others to pay attention to them, look at them, and answer whatever they say or do. If you do not give them what they want, they feel upset. When people around them pay less attention, the narcissist may feel lost or angry. They do not like it when someone else becomes the focus. In their minds, they must come first at all times. It is not always easy to spot a narcissist at first because they can also be very charming. They might say nice things or seem very friendly when you meet them. They can make you feel special for a short time, but as you speak with them longer, you start to notice that the conversation always turns back to them. They rarely ask about you or how you feel. Your own thoughts and feelings become unimportant in their eyes. This is because narcissists care more about themselves than about others. They want to be noticed so badly that they forget everyone else has needs too. Let's look at how a narcissist acts in everyday life. Maybe you share an idea and instead of listening, the narcissist changes the topic back to themselves. Or maybe you feel excited about something good that happened to you, but instead of being happy for you, the narcissist tries to make your news about them. If you make a mistake, they might laugh at you or point out your error. But if they make a mistake, they will not accept it. Instead, they find ways to blame others. They might say, "It was not my fault," or "You made me do it." Narcissists do not want to look bad, so they avoid taking responsibility. Narcissists enjoy attention and control. They often use words to get the reaction they want. If you disagree with them, they might get angry. If you try to talk about your feelings, they may ignore you or make fun of you. If you have a problem, they may not help. If there is a conflict, they sometimes make things bigger than they are just to get more attention. They play with your feelings, changing from very nice to very cold whenever it suits them. If you understand these kinds of patterns, you can begin to protect yourself from getting hurt. Because narcissists have a big need to be right and to win every argument, they rarely say sorry. They often use your own words to make you feel bad. If you try to explain something, they twist what you say so that you seem like the one who is wrong. This can make you feel confused or like you cannot do anything right. But the truth is, it is not about you. It is about their need to be in control of every situation. Another thing to notice is how narcissists treat other people. You might see them talking down to someone at work, making a friend feel small, or refusing to listen to anyone else's ideas. If you spend a lot of time with a narcissist, you may feel tired or sad. You may wonder why it is always so hard to make things better. You may even think that you are the problem because that is what the narcissist wants you to believe. They almost never admit when they are wrong. In their eyes, problems happen because of everyone except them. It is very important to see these signs early. When you do, you can remember that you are not responsible for making the narcissist happy or fixing all the problems in the relationship. You cannot change them with your words or your actions. A narcissist's behavior is not something that you caused. It comes from inside them. They act this way because it makes them feel good or important, not because of anything you did. Understanding how narcissists think can help you to stay safe and keep your own peace. These people are not just a little selfish. Their need for attention is so strong that it shapes everything they do. You may notice that their friends come and go, or that people step back after some time. This is because it is very hard for others to be near someone who wants all the attention all the time. When you see that these behaviors are not about you, you start to see the pattern. Arguments, blame, and drama are ways for them to stay in charge. Even when you are angry with them, your anger is still attention. If you explain or apologize, that is attention too. For a narcissist, attention is like food. Without it, they cannot feel important or strong. You might ask yourself now, what can I do if I see these patterns? The first step is to stop giving away your energy every time they want it. When you react to a narcissist, you are giving them what they want. This is true even if you get upset or if you try to make them see your side. For a narcissist, every reaction is proof that they matter and that they are still in control. If you do not react, you take away their power. This does not mean being cold or mean. It means keeping your energy for yourself. Try to remember the last time you argued with a narcissist. Did you feel like the conversation went in circles? Did you walk away feeling tired and confused? This is not because you were wrong or not smart enough to explain your feelings. It is because the narcissist was never listening. They do not want to change the situation. They want to control it. They want to twist your words, make you doubt yourself, and get all your attention. They want to win the argument, not solve the problem. When you realize this, you can decide to do something different. Instead of always feeling drained, you can learn to keep your peace. You give less energy to drama, less time to blame, and keep your own power with you. When a narcissist sees that you are not reacting, they may try harder for a while. They may say things to make you angry or make you feel guilty. They do not like to lose control. But the more you do not react, the more they notice that their ways are not working anymore. It is important to be patient with yourself as you learn to see the signs. Sometimes, you will still want to explain yourself. Sometimes, you might feel like you need to prove that you are right. But over time, as you practice not reacting, you start to feel calmer. You are no longer giving away all your energy. You protect your own peace. You start to think more about what makes you happy instead of always worrying about the narcissist. You do not need to fix the narcissist or change them. They must decide for themselves if they want to change. Your job is to look after your own feelings and your own life. When you see that someone only wants all the attention and does not care about how you feel, it is not your place to make them into a better person. You can only be in charge of yourself. By understanding how narcissists behave, you have already taken the first step to keep yourself safe and strong. If you have had a lot of experience with narcissists, you may have learned to walk on eggshells, always trying not to upset them. Maybe you stopped sharing your true feelings because you feared they would make fun of you or get angry. You might have become very good at pleasing others, even when it hurts you. This is not your fault. It is just one way people try to protect themselves when faced with someone who needs to be in control all the time. The good news is, you can break this pattern. You can learn to recognize when someone is trying to use your feelings to get what they want. You can remember that you do not owe your attention to anyone who does not respect you. When you see a narcissist's need for attention, you can choose not to give it. You can stay calm, keep your words simple, and avoid letting their words or actions pull you into arguments. There are simple ways to protect yourself from the games that narcissists play. One way is to keep a little distance. This means not sharing everything about yourself and not reacting every time they say something hurtful. Another way is to focus on what you feel, not what they want you to feel. You can remind yourself, their words are about them, not about me. When you hear them blaming you or twisting your words, you do not have to defend yourself every time. Being around a narcissist can make you forget how you really feel inside. So it is helpful to ask yourself, what do I want right now? How do I want to feel? These questions can guide you back to your own needs. You begin to notice when you feel tired or upset, and you can take a break instead of pushing yourself to please the narcissist. Another important thing to remember is that you are strong. Even if a narcissist has made you feel small or unimportant, you have the power to choose what you do next. You can decide to give yourself more care. You can choose peace over arguments. Your needs and your feelings matter. You do not have to win every fight or prove anything to someone who will never listen. If you want to change how you deal with a narcissist, start by observing their behavior with kindness to yourself. Each time you see that their need for attention is about them, not you, you gain a little more strength. When you do not react, you take back a bit of your power. It will not always be easy, but every step you take matters. Over time, you will notice that your mind is clearer, your feelings are lighter, and your life becomes more peaceful. You may also see that the narcissist tries new ways to get your attention. They may try to make you feel afraid, guilty, or sad. These feelings are hard, but they will not last forever. Each time you remember that you are not responsible for their emotions, you help yourself heal. You do not have to be perfect. You only have to take small steps to protect your heart. It is normal to feel doubtful at times. You may wonder if ignoring the narcissist is the right thing to do. You may feel that you are being unkind. But when you put your well-being first, you are not being mean. You are taking care of yourself. You are learning that your peace is important. You are allowed to feel safe, calm, and happy. Understanding how a narcissist thinks is like learning a new language. Their words are sometimes confusing, but when you know what they really want, attention and control, you can stop getting pulled into their games. You can choose simple, gentle answers or no answer at all. You can say to yourself, I am allowed to protect my peace. You do not have to give a reaction every time. The more you understand a narcissist's behavior, the easier it becomes to protect yourself from feeling small or unimportant. You are taking the first step to create a peaceful life for yourself, one where your feelings matter. You will see that the less attention you give to drama, the more time you have for calm days and good relationships. By seeing these patterns and making new choices, you are building a stronger, kinder life for yourself. You do not owe your whole life to making others happy, especially those who do not respect you. You can keep your energy for those who care about you and for all the simple moments that bring you peace. When you notice a narcissist wanting all the attention, you no longer have to give it. You can keep your focus on yourself. Understanding their behavior lets you make the best choices for your happiness. When you start to see the ways narcissists behave, your mind slowly becomes clearer. You may begin to notice how much their words and actions have affected your feelings every single day. Even when you try to stay calm or ignore some of their behaviors, you might still feel anxious, tired, or stressed. Living or dealing with a narcissist can leave you with many emotions that may be hard to explain. You can feel like there is a dark cloud over you, even on days when no one is fighting or saying anything rude. These feelings are very real. They do not mean something is wrong with you. They show how strong your heart has been even when someone else did not care about your feelings. When you are close to someone who always wants attention and does not respect your needs, your own feelings often get pushed aside. After some time, you might realize that you often feel sad, tense, or empty. You might wonder why you are so tired, even when you think you are doing everything right. This is because being around a narcissist wears out your energy. Every word you say, every time you try to explain or defend yourself, takes a piece of your peace away. Sometimes you might lose interest in things you used to enjoy. You might want to be alone more often. These are ways your mind and body try to protect you from too much stress. It is normal to want to help or fix a relationship with a narcissist. You may tell yourself, if I just explain it better, maybe they will understand. You may hope that if you show enough care, things will get better. But most of the time, narcissists do not listen to your feelings. No matter how patient or kind you are, they stick to their own stories. They defend themselves instead of hearing you. This makes you feel ignored or invisible. You may even think you are not good enough simply because your feelings never seem to matter. Over days, weeks, or even years, trying to talk to a narcissist can make you feel hopeless. You may begin to doubt your own thoughts. You might feel guilty for wanting space or for being unhappy. Sometimes you go back and forth between being angry and wanting to forgive them. You may question if you are the selfish one. All these feelings are common when you deal with someone who only wants everything to be about them. It is not your fault. When your voice is not heard, it hurts. Sometimes a narcissist may use your words to make you feel small. You might share something personal, and then later, they use it to laugh at you or blame you. This leaves you feeling exposed and sad. If you react, they may turn things around and say that you are overreacting. They make you feel bad for feeling bad. This is called manipulation. It is not fair and it is not right. These ups and downs can leave you questioning your own mind. You may start to believe that your feelings are too much or not important. You might become quiet or keep your worries to yourself. In time, you begin to lose trust in your own thoughts. When people take away your chance to express yourself, you may forget what normal, calm days feel like. Your heart and mind get trapped in a cycle of doubt, always wondering what will happen next. Reacting to a narcissist takes away your energy. Even small problems turn into big arguments. Simple talks turn into long discussions where nothing gets solved. You might stay awake at night thinking of what you could have done differently. You may wait for a kind word and feel disappointed when it never comes. When your feelings are pushed down too often, it is very easy to start blaming yourself for things that are not your fault. If you are feeling tired, confused, or upset after being with a narcissist, remember that these feelings are normal. Many others have felt the same way. You may even know people who have gone through something similar but never talked about it. You are not alone. The sadness or frustration you feel is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you have been trying hard, maybe for a very long time, to make things better with someone who does not change. Your body can also show the effects of dealing with a narcissist. You might notice you get headaches, stomach aches, or feel very tired. Sometimes your sleep is not good, even if you are worn out. Worry and stress can make your whole body feel heavy. You may find it hard to concentrate, or you may cry more easily. Your mind feels crowded with too many thoughts, and you may lose excitement for things that once made you happy. It is important to see these feelings for what they are. They are not a reflection of your true self, but the result of a relationship that takes more than it gives. When someone does not respect or value you, the pain goes deep. Over time, this pain can make you forget your own strength. You might wonder if it is possible to feel peaceful again, or if happiness is only meant for other people. Sometimes you might notice that you do not trust yourself to make decisions. You may ask others for advice all the time or feel lost, even about small things. This can be because of something called gaslighting. Gaslighting is when a narcissist makes you question your own reality. They might say things like, "You are making it up," or "That never happened." They blame you for things you did not do or say. This kind of behavior is confusing and can make you doubt your own memory and feelings. It is not easy to fix the pain caused by a narcissist. It can take time just to notice how much their words have hurt you. You may need support from friends, family, or even a counselor. Talking about your feelings is not complaining. It is part of healing. When you hear yourself say what has really happened, your mind begins to clear. You see that your pain is real and that it matters. Some days you might feel stronger, ready to say enough. Other days you may feel tired or want to just give up. Healing is not a straight line. Feelings come and go. It is okay to have sad days. It is okay to feel angry or even scared. Each feeling is a sign that you are waking up to the truth of what you have been through. Even if your life looks calm on the outside, the effects of dealing with a narcissist can last a long time. You may be used to hiding your true feelings so that others do not worry. You may pretend everything is fine because you want peace, even if it means keeping your pain inside. Over time, denying your own feelings can make the sadness grow. It can become harder to smile or relax. Sometimes you lose interest in others or push away good people because it feels safer. You deserve to feel safe and respected. No one should take your kindness and use it against you. Your needs are just as important as anyone else's. Even if the narcissist makes you feel invisible, you are still here. Every feeling you have is valid. You do not have to hide anymore. The pain you feel is not a sign that you are broken. It means your heart is working. It means you care deeply, maybe too deeply, for someone who did not value your care. Many people who grow close to a narcissist are kind, loving, and patient. They are strong, not weak. You are strong, even if you do not feel like it right now. Doubt and guilt are common when you leave behind a relationship or friendship with a narcissist. You may second-guess your choices, but over time, as you allow yourself to rest and care for your feelings, the pain begins to lift little by little. You might notice you smile more, or begin to look forward to small happy moments again. Being around a narcissist often makes simple things hard. You may worry about what you say, guard your words, or hold back your true self. You may tell yourself to be quieter, to hope for less, or to give up your own wishes just to make things easier. This is the weight that comes from feeling that your needs do not matter. All of these emotions living inside you do not stay hidden. Sometimes they show up in your daily life. You may find friendships harder, work may feel like a bigger struggle, joy might feel very far away, but your heart can heal slowly as you notice your feelings and let yourself talk about what you have suffered. When your feelings have been ignored or used against you, it is normal to stop trusting others. You might wonder if anyone else can really understand what you have gone through. You may become careful, not wanting to share your real thoughts out loud. But the truth is, you can find support, and you can trust your feelings, even if it takes time. The first step is to listen kindly to yourself. If you feel sad, let the sadness be there. If you feel tired, you are allowed to rest. Your emotions are not a problem. They are messages telling you that you deserve care and safety. Sometimes taking care of yourself means saying no to the narcissist. It means choosing not to argue or defend yourself again and again. This can be scary, especially if you are used to trying to fix things or keep the peace. But each time you put your peace and feelings first, you start to heal. You give your heart room to grow quieter and stronger. It is also common to feel guilty when you finally stop reacting to the narcissist. You might worry about what others will think or if you are being unfair. But your needs are important. You do not have to hurt yourself to protect someone who does not care how you feel. Each time you give your feelings a quiet space to breathe, you begin to take your life back. You may need time to rebuild trust in yourself. After surviving sadness and confusion, you might feel unsure about what is right or wrong. Go slowly. Listen to what your heart says. You have the right to feel safe in your own life. You can make choices that feel good to you, not just to keep someone else happy. Every small act of kindness to yourself is a step toward feeling whole again. Being around a narcissist can also make you feel lonely, even in a room full of people. This loneliness comes from not being seen or heard for so long. But as you allow yourself to feel and listen to your needs, that loneliness will slowly fade. You will start to find people who care, listen, and stay when things get tough. Letting yourself feel all your emotions is not weakness. It is your path back to calm and joy. When you are honest with yourself, you give your mind and heart a break from pretending. Life becomes softer when you accept each feeling without shame. As you begin to heal, you may notice you have more energy. You might remember what you enjoyed before the sadness took over. You could find it easier to share your thoughts with people who listen. You might sleep better, you may laugh more, or simply find small good moments in your day. These are signs that your heart is growing strong again. You are allowed to protect yourself from pain. You are allowed to not answer every demand or drama. You can rest, even when others want you to keep going. Your feelings are a guide. When you trust them, you learn what helps you feel safe and happy. It is normal to be afraid of change. Your life may feel different as you stop giving all your attention to the narcissist. This new feeling may be quiet at first or even a little lonely, but with each quiet day, your peace comes back. You find new ways to enjoy life that do not include drama, shouting, or being blamed for things that are not your fault. With time, your heart learns that it does not have to be in pain every day. You learn to keep your best energy for yourself. You discover it is possible to live with less doubt, less anger, and more hope. Even when hard memories come up, you know how to let them pass and bring your mind back to calmer thoughts. You are not responsible for someone else's happiness, especially if they have never cared about yours. You are not here to fix someone who only takes and never gives. Your life belongs to you. Each emotion, each thought is worthy of your care. When you remember to listen to your own needs, life feels lighter. Arguments and blame do not have to be your daily routine. Peace becomes possible as you learn to stop reacting and to rest in your own quiet strength. Your calm is valuable, and so are you, just as you are. Slowly, as your emotions grow clearer, you learn more about what makes you feel safe inside. You begin to believe in your own worth again. You accept that pain can heal and sadness is not forever. You are free to build your days around what gives you joy. Your feelings guide you away from what hurts and toward what helps. You can be gentle with yourself. You can trust your own thoughts and move step by step toward a kinder, more peaceful life. When you begin to trust your own feelings and listen to what is inside your heart, you might notice something else happening. You may realize that every time you give a reaction to the narcissist, something inside of you feels smaller and weaker. Each time you answer their drama, answer their arguments, or let their words change how you feel, you notice that you are giving away a little of your own strength. This is something very important to understand. When you react to a narcissist, you give them your time, your energy, and your attention. This is what they want more than anything. Narcissists watch for any sign that you are upset, angry, sad, or even hurt. They pay attention every time you raise your voice, cry, or try to prove that you are right. They pay attention when you try to explain what they did, when you hope they will say sorry, or when you wait for them to care about your side of the story. Even as you hope for kindness, each of your reactions is a signal to the narcissist that they still have power over you. It shows them that they shape how you feel and what you do. They might even enjoy knowing they can make you feel confusion, guilt, or sadness with just a few words or actions. When you react to a narcissist, you give them a kind of control. This control is not always very easy to see at first. You may think you are just standing up for yourself, defending your ideas, or showing your real feelings. You may think that if you just explain one more time, things will finally change. But when you look carefully, you see that the narcissist does not really listen. They often only care about being right or about getting a reaction from you. Your reaction is proof they can still reach you, still touch your inner world. By giving them your attention, you feed their need to feel important. You allow their words or actions to shape your feelings in your days. When you spend hours in arguments or long talks, the narcissist often does not remember what they said or what you said, but they remember that they took your time, your thoughts, and your energy. You might spend the rest of the night thinking about what you could have said or done better. You may feel tired in the morning, or you may keep thinking about the conversation even while you do other things. This is how reacting takes away your power and gives it to the narcissist. If you want to keep your strength and care for your heart, you need to become aware of this pattern. Notice when you feel pushed to respond quickly, or when you feel that you have to fight to be heard or seen. Every time you argue back, explain your feelings, or try to prove your side, you may believe you will finally get understanding or respect. But the truth is, this rarely happens with a narcissist. More often, you walk away feeling frustrated. You may even wonder if you did something wrong, which can lead to more pain and doubt. It is not easy to stop reacting, especially if you have spent a long time trying to make things better. You may feel scared that if you stay quiet, the narcissist will think they have won, or that you are weak. Or you may feel guilty, thinking it is wrong to not stand up for yourself. But when you react, you play by the rules the narcissist creates. They want attention and control. The more you give, the more they take. You may remember times when you tried to explain something very simple, but the conversation went in circles. The narcissist asked confusing questions, changed the topic, or blamed you for things you did not do. You may have felt like you had to defend yourself again and again. At the end, nothing really changed. The problem was not solved, and you felt even more tired than before. Another thing that happens when you react is that your own needs get lost. The narcissist focuses the conversation on themselves. Your feelings, your problems, and your pain fall into the background. You try hard to be clear or honest, but your words do not reach them in a caring way. Instead, the narcissist may use your words to create more drama or to show others that you are the problem. This makes you feel confused and unseen. When you give away your power by reacting, you might start to feel angry at yourself. You may feel frustrated for not being able to control your emotions. But this is not your fault. Narcissists look for weak spots. They know how to push the right buttons to get a strong reaction. They may even create chaos just to see how you will respond. They do not want peace or understanding. They want energy and attention. Sometimes you might see that the same pattern happens over and over. You fight or argue, then there is a short time of peace, then the pattern begins again. The cycle repeats itself. Each time you hope things will be different, but the narcissist's behavior stays the same. Your reactions do not make things better, they only make the cycle last longer. This cycle is confusing because in other relationships, sharing your feelings brings understanding or closeness. With a narcissist, it almost always brings more pain. You might start to believe that your feelings do not make sense or that you are not strong enough. But the truth is, you are trying very hard to make a one-sided relationship work. You may want to try new strategies to make things better. You might try being more patient, more loving, more willing to forgive. You may apologize, even when you did nothing wrong, just to end the argument. But the more you give, the more the narcissist wants. They rarely feel grateful, and they almost never see the pain they cause. With time, reacting to a narcissist can make you feel invisible. Your own goals, dreams, and happiness fade into the background. You may start to live your life around what the narcissist wants or needs. You stop asking for things that matter to you, or you stop sharing your true thoughts. Each reaction takes you further away from your true self. There are times when you may even feel empty, as if nothing you do matters. You might lose interest in things that once made you happy. This emptiness grows each time you try to get kindness, approval, or love from someone who cannot give it. Every reaction that does not bring real care is another reminder of how hard it is to change someone who does not want to change. It is important to know that you can choose a different path. You have the power to decide when and how you give your energy. You do not need to answer every argument, every rude word, or every demand for attention. You do not have to explain yourself over and over. When you notice that your reactions only make things worse, you can begin to hold your strength inside. You might notice that the narcissist becomes restless or even upset when you stop reacting. They may try to get a rise out of you in new ways. They may try to make you feel guilty, scared, or weak. But each time you choose not to give in, you keep your energy for yourself. Over time, your calm reaction shows that you are not as easy to control. One simple way to stop giving your power away is to take a moment before you answer. Notice what you feel. Ask yourself if replying will really help or if it will just start the cycle again. If you decide not to answer, you give yourself a chance to breathe, to rest, and to decide what matters most to you. Your silence can be stronger than any word you say in anger or frustration. It is normal to worry that not reacting means you are not doing enough. You may worry that others will judge you or that you are letting things go that should be addressed. But not reacting does not mean you do not care. It means you care about your peace more than drama. Each time you let the narcissist create chaos and you stay calm, you choose your own well-being. You are allowed to walk away from arguments that go nowhere. You are allowed to keep your thoughts private. You are allowed to save your stories, your words, and your feelings for people who listen and care. Not everyone deserves the same amount of your time, energy, or attention. If you need help knowing when to react or not react, you can practice listening to your own body. Do you feel tense, tired, or anxious when you are pushed to answer the narcissist? Do you feel drained after every conversation? These are signs that it is time to step back and protect yourself. You can start small. You can practice not answering a rude message right away or not explaining yourself in every argument. You can choose not to take part in drama that is meant to upset you. Each small step you take is an act of self-respect. You begin to see that your time and peace are valuable. With practice, you will notice that not reacting becomes easier. Your mind becomes quieter and your feelings become clearer. You see what matters and what does not. You start to give your best energy to things and people who give back. The narcissist may not like this change, but you will see that it is better for your own health and happiness. Some situations may still feel hard. You might slip and react when you did not mean to, or you may feel the need to defend yourself again. This is normal. You have learned these patterns over a long time. Be gentle with yourself. Each time you put your own needs first, you are growing stronger. You are not weak for wanting peace. You are wise for wanting to keep your energy for people and activities that make your life better. You are not cold or uncaring for choosing not to react to things that only bring pain. Your feelings matter, and your choices are your own. Your reactions are a gift. You can give them to people who make you feel safe, seen, and loved. You can keep your calm for quiet moments that bring you joy. When your day is filled with less drama, your body and mind begin to heal. You may still share a space with the narcissist, or you may see them from time to time. Even then, you can choose to hold your peace. You do not need to answer every invitation to fight. You do not have to explain your decisions. You can protect your happiness with silence or with very simple words. If you ever feel yourself being pulled back into old patterns, you can remember what you have learned about giving away your power. You can look for friends or helpers who remind you of your strength. You can read, rest, or spend time in quiet places where you feel safe. Your life becomes brighter when you decide who gets your reaction. When you see that you do not have to give away your peace, you begin to build a life that feels kinder. Each day, you make a choice, more peace or more drama. Choosing peace is how you show love to yourself. As you look back, you will see that the times you did not react to the narcissist were the times you felt most free. You may remember your heart feeling lighter, your mind feeling less crowded. You might see the first small signs of hope. With every moment you choose not to argue, not to explain, and not to be pulled into pain, you grow a little stronger and more sure of yourself. You do not need to wait for the narcissist to change. The change starts inside of you. Every day you decide whom you trust with your energy. Every day you pick what arguments are worth your time and which are better left in silence. Your power is yours to keep. Your happiness belongs to you. All this begins the moment you learn that your reaction is a treasure you do not have to give away. When you begin to understand that your power comes from your own actions and choices, you might start to see that there is another important step you can take. You do not have to give your attention to someone who does not treat you with respect. You can make a quiet choice to stop reacting to every word or action that tries to pull you into an argument or make you feel bad about yourself. You can decide to ignore the drama that is meant to upset you. Choosing to ignore a narcissist is not about being cold or unkind. It is about looking after your own heart and your own peace. Sometimes this decision feels strange or difficult at first. If you have spent many days, months, or even years answering every message, every call, or every demand, the idea of not reacting can make you feel nervous. You may worry that you are being rude or that other people will not understand. Maybe you have been taught to always answer or to always try to fix what others say is wrong, but you are not being cruel. You are learning to be kind to yourself. You are putting your own well-being first. When you choose to ignore the things that hurt you, you make a space between yourself and the chaos. You do not have to answer every question or take part in every argument. You can decide that your time, your words, and your feelings are valuable. This makes room for calmer days and for thoughts that help you feel safe and strong. The narcissist may try harder at first to get your attention. They might send more messages, say things to make you feel guilty, or try to bring up old problems to start the same fights again. But you do not have to answer. Each time you choose silence over drama, you protect yourself a little more. Ignoring does not mean you stop caring about people or that you do not wish for peace. It means you care about yourself enough to say no to things that only bring more pain. You give your attention to what makes you feel well, not to what leaves you feeling tired and sad. This might be something you do little by little. At first, you might only ignore a small thing, a cruel message, a complaint, or a story meant to make you feel guilty. Each time you do this, you notice your heart feels lighter. You have more energy left for yourself. If you worry that ignoring the narcissist will make things worse, remember you do not have to change who you are. You can still be respectful, gentle, and calm. You can choose not to fight, not to explain, and not to react to every negative word. You do not need to be angry, shout, or be mean. Your silence can be soft and kind. It is a kind of care for yourself. Sometimes people feel guilt when they do not answer right away or do not fix every situation. This guilt is normal, but does not mean that you are wrong. Narcissists are very skilled at making people feel guilty for having their own needs. They say things that make you second-guess your decisions. They ask questions like, "Why are you ignoring me?" or "How could you not answer?" Their words are designed to pull you back into the old pattern of reacting and giving attention. When you feel this guilt, take a deep breath and remind yourself why you are making this choice. You are looking after your heart and your mind. You might also notice a feeling of fear. You could worry about what will happen if the narcissist gets angry because you did not play their game. You might be scared that things will get worse before they get better. This fear is very real, but it does not have to guide your life. The more you practice ignoring the drama, the more you see that your world does not fall apart. You are stronger than the old fears that say you must always react. By letting go of the need to answer everything, you give yourself the chance to feel calm inside. You may notice you begin to sleep better. You might find that your stomach does not hurt as often, or that your head feels less full of bad thoughts. You spend less time worrying about what the narcissist will say or do next, and more time thinking about what you truly want or need in your life. Your mind becomes clearer, and you begin to want different things for yourself. You do not have to tell the narcissist that you are making this change. You do not owe them a long letter or a big speech. The choice to ignore is quiet and peaceful. It is a promise between you and yourself. You create a kind of distance that keeps you safe from the pain that comes with every new drama or demand. Making this choice also gives you back time. Time is very precious. Instead of spending many hours thinking about arguments or feeling upset, you find that your days begin to have more room for peace or quiet joy. You can spend minutes, hours, or days doing things you enjoy or being with people who listen and care. You might want to spend time outside, read a book, rest, or just be alone without worry. This time belongs to you, not to the person who tries to control your feelings. Some people believe that ignoring bad behavior will make the narcissist stop or will teach them a lesson. But the real reason to ignore is not to punish anyone. It is simply to make your own life better. When you stop answering every new problem, you step out of a cycle that never ends. You protect yourself. Over time, the narcissist may lose interest when they see that you do not react anymore. They may leave you alone more often, or they may keep trying, but their words will not reach you in the same way. This is not always easy, and you may still feel sad or lonely sometimes. Old habits are hard to break. You might want to explain yourself to be understood, or to try one more time to fix the relationship. It is normal to feel this way. You can be gentle with yourself. Each time you choose peace over fighting, you teach your heart a new way to live. You may notice that you begin to see the narcissist more clearly. When you are not in the middle of the drama all the time, you can notice the patterns that repeat over and over. You might see that their words do not make sense, or that their arguments are not about you at all. You understand that you are not causing their anger or sadness. Their feelings and actions belong to them. Your job is to take care of your side, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you feel lost or unsure, you can talk to someone who listens and supports you. It can be a friend, a family member, or a professional. Sharing your worries and your choices helps you feel less alone. It reminds you that you are not the only one who has ever faced a person like this. Many others have walked the same road and come out stronger. Your choice to ignore can look different depending on your life. Sometimes it is not possible to leave a relationship right away, but you can still practice not giving the narcissist all your attention. You can keep your answers small and simple. You can walk away when the drama starts. You can close your phone, leave the room, or simply stay quiet when they try to start a fight. You do not have to explain every choice you make. You can keep things simple and gentle. I do not want to talk about this right now. I need some quiet time. I am busy. These simple words help keep your boundaries strong without being unkind. The less you say, the less power you give away. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. You learn that you do not have to jump every time someone calls your name. You do not have to answer right away when you feel pushed. Your nerves become calmer. The pain of old arguments starts to fade little by little. You are allowed to protect your heart. You do not have to be everyone's helper, fixer, or peacekeeper. It is not selfish to look after your own needs. It is healthy. It is smart. You can still care about others, but you do not have to answer every problem. You can give your best attention to the people who bring kindness and calm into your life. By choosing to ignore the games the narcissist tries to play, you give up the idea that you can fix or change them. You see that your own feelings and your own life are your first job. This is how you start to grow a new kind of peace inside your soul. The pain from the past does not have to be your future. Each quiet moment you give yourself is like planting a seed of hope and strength. You might notice that you have more good days as you make this choice. You spend less time feeling lost or sad. More laughter comes into your life. You see the world with new eyes. This happens slowly, but it is real. You do not have to be perfect. There will be days when you feel tired, or days you slip and react when you wish you had not. This is not failure. It is a part of learning, and it is okay. Every new day, you can choose again to keep your calm and hold your peace. The people in your life who really care about you will see the change. They will notice you seem lighter, more relaxed, and even more joyful. You will begin to discover what you like and what makes you happy. Your thoughts become more about what you need, not about what the narcissist needs. Sometimes, the narcissist will try new ways to get your attention when the old ways do not work. They might try to surprise you or test your limits with new words or actions. They may bring up old memories to make you feel sad or pulled back into the past. When this happens, you can remind yourself, I do not have to answer. I do not have to explain. I can just stay quietly in my own peace. Little by little, the power the narcissist has over your mind and heart gets smaller. You will see that you are okay, even when you say nothing. You will see that calm is stronger than noise. You will feel safer in your own life. If you ever feel that the guilt or sadness gets too big, talk about it. Write it down. Let yourself feel it for a moment and then let it go. The pain is real, but it does not last forever. You are learning to live in a new way, one that is gentle and strong at the same time. You are not alone. Many people have had to step back, be quiet, and make room for their own peace after years with a narcissist. Your story matters. and your strength is growing every single day. You are making your life better, one choice at a time. With each day, it becomes easier to keep your peace. The more you ignore the old drama, the more you feel free inside. Your time and energy belong to you. Your happiness is not tied to another person's mood or words. Choosing to ignore is the first big step to healing. It is a way to tell yourself, I matter. It is a way to say, my feelings are important. My life is my own. Every moment of quiet, every gentle answer, every walk away from an argument is a gift you give yourself. You are creating space for calm, for joy, and for hope. Your heart begins to understand that you are safe. You no longer have to live inside a storm of arguments, blame, or drama. Your peace returns, slowly and surely. You open the door to a life filled with kinder days and a future that belongs to you. When you begin to make space between yourself and a narcissist, life can slowly start to feel different. You may begin to notice changes in your mind and body. You may wake up and realize that your feelings are not so heavy. Your heart seems a little lighter. Your thoughts can be more peaceful. The time you once spent thinking about arguments or worrying about what the narcissist would say or do can now be used in new ways. This space, this distance, helps your inner peace start to grow again. Your mind has more room without so many worries about the narcissist. You can feel quiet inside. When you are not reacting to every demand or every word that tries to hurt you, your days seem less stressful. You can hear your own thoughts more clearly, and you can be more honest about what you really feel. You are learning to listen to yourself, not just to someone who wants to control you. Your own needs, ideas, and hopes begin to become more important. In the beginning, it may feel strange not to be caught up in the drama. You might think something is missing because you are used to living in a state of tension. But with every quiet day or gentle moment, you start to remember how good it can feel to be calm. You realize how much energy you spent before on things that brought only confusion, sadness, or anger. Now you can use that energy for yourself. You might notice that you have more patience for simple things. Ordinary tasks like washing dishes, reading, or cooking can feel calmer. You are not rushing or looking over your shoulder, waiting for the next problem. You can give your attention to what matters to you each day. You might see that you are better able to focus at work or at school because your mind is not so crowded with drama. This new peace can also help you sleep better. If you once lay awake repeating arguments in your head or feeling worried about what the narcissist might do next, you can now begin to rest more easily. Your dreams may be softer, your body more relaxed. Good sleep is important for mind and body. When you start to sleep well again, you can wake up feeling stronger with a little more hope. Your body may also show signs of healing. You might feel less tired or sick than before. Your headaches or pain may reduce, and your stomach may feel calmer. When your mind is peaceful, your body often feels better too. Each day that you do not allow negative energy into your life, your body and mind can recover a little more. Distance from the narcissist does not just heal the pain. It helps you remember who you really are. When someone is always telling you what to think, how to feel, or what to do, it is easy to forget what you truly want for your own life. Now, you are learning what makes you happy. You have the freedom to choose activities that you enjoy, music that you like, or people who make you feel good. It is safe for you to discover your own likes and wishes. You may also notice that it becomes easier to be kind to yourself. You might cook yourself a nice meal, take a walk outside, or talk to a friend you trust. You use your time for things that bring comfort or joy. You learn that you do not need anyone else's approval to feel good about yourself. You deserve calm and happiness just as much as anyone does. With more distance, you start to see old patterns more clearly. You can look back at how things felt with the narcissist. It can be a shock to see how much your days were shaped by their moods and their words. Now you understand that their anger or sadness was never your fault. You can let go of the blame you once carried. You see how often you tried to make peace, tried to explain yourself, or tried to make things better. Now you know that you do not have to do that anymore. As you spend time in peace, new dreams can come to you. You may think about what you want for your future. You may want to try a new hobby, learn a new skill, or spend more time with people who are gentle with you. You see that you have the right to make your own choices. Life feels more open. You begin to hope again, even if just a little at first. This distance brings you back to yourself. The real you, the one who likes to laugh, who feels joy in small things, who is kind and gentle, can shine again. When you are not worried about drama, you are free to give attention to what makes you feel alive. Little by little, you see the parts of yourself that got hidden or pushed down when you were always surrounded by negativity. You may also notice that your relationships with other people begin to change. As you feel better inside, you have more to give to friends, family, and co-workers. You find it easier to trust people who are safe and kind. You learn to set gentle boundaries. You say yes to what feels right and no to what makes you feel tired. You understand what respect feels like, and you choose to be around those who show it. If you are not sure how to fill your time now, you can start with simple things. You could take a slow walk and listen to the sounds outside. You can breathe deeply and notice the air on your face. You might visit a park, a library, or a quiet room. You can bring back activities you once loved. You could paint, write, sing, play music, or just listen to your favorite songs. Each small thing you do is a way to nurture yourself. Some people who find this peaceful space after leaving a narcissist feel lonely at first. It can be quiet when there is no more drama. This loneliness is normal, but it will not last forever. As you fill your days with your own music, your own stories, and kind people, the loneliness begins to fade. You are creating a life that feels good to you. You can also use your new peace to care for your own feelings. If sadness comes, let yourself feel it. If you miss the good parts of the past, let yourself remember them. Old pain or anger may come up, but you do not have to be afraid. You can talk to someone you trust or write your feelings in a journal. You give yourself the time and space to heal, one quiet day after another. Peace also lets you see what you want to allow in your life from now on. You may notice when someone tries to control you, hurt you, or take away your happiness. You can decide to keep a safe distance from people who bring back old pain. You have the strength to protect your heart now. You know what makes you feel good, and you know what does not. This calmer place prepares you for healthier relationships. You begin to understand what trust feels like. You see that real friends listen, support you, and celebrate your joys and help with your pains. You learn how to be more honest about what you need and how to share your feelings with people who care. You realize you do not have to do everything alone. It is also important to forgive yourself for the times when you stayed too long, spoke words you regret, or gave attention to someone who was never kind. These memories may come, but you can let them go. You did what you could to survive. Now, you are doing everything you can to heal. You are learning. You are growing. You are doing your best. This new calm brings gentle joy. You find yourself smiling for no special reason. Your heart relaxes when you hear birds, when you feel sunshine on your face, or when you read a story. You make small choices every day to care for yourself. You eat when you are hungry. You rest when you are tired. You speak kindly to yourself. You see now that you do not need excitement all the time to feel alive. Peace is powerful. Quiet days help you build strength inside. Your mind can rest and your heart can be at ease. When you feel safe, you can dream again. You can build new routines that help you feel secure. As time goes on, the memories of life with the narcissist may become less painful. You no longer feel trapped by old words or fears. Even if the narcissist tries to come back into your life, you know you can keep your peace. You do not have to answer messages that bring pain. You do not have to invite old chaos back into your days. Your peace is something you have earned. Your new distance also gives you space to learn about yourself. You might discover you are clever, creative, and thoughtful. You learn what makes you laugh, what helps you feel calm, and what brings out the best in you. You become your own friend, able to sit quietly with yourself without fear. You can now see when others try to bring chaos into your life. You are able to say, "No, thank you." You choose friendship and love that feel gentle and sure. You select people who treat you with respect. Your heart becomes wise about who is safe and who is not. You trust your feelings. Sometimes you will remember painful moments. You may feel sadness for the time you lost or for the person you could not change. This sadness is okay. You can give it a place, let it rest, and not let it control you. Each kind thing you do for yourself helps your sadness heal a little more. You are also learning to set small, gentle goals for your future. You might want to read more books, visit new places, cook healthy meals, or call a friend every week. These small goals keep you moving forward. They make each day brighter and more full of hope. You are allowed to have a soft life. You are allowed to have peace, quiet, and comfort. Your time does not belong to people who do not value your kindness. Your love can be saved for those who treat you well, and your happiness is yours to protect. Every small step you take in your new calm life matters. The peace you build today becomes the foundation for tomorrow. Your gentle routines, your new friends, your simple joys, they all remind you that you can live without fear or chaos. You may sometimes feel tested. The world does not always feel safe or easy, but you have learned how to make choices that protect your heart. You have learned how to stay away from drama and how to come back to your own peace. You are not the same person you were when you were caught in the pain of the narcissist's world. You are wiser, you are stronger, you are much kinder to yourself. This new peace you feel is your own. Nobody can take it from you unless you allow it. At the end of each day, you can look back and see your progress. You can be proud of how far you have come. Your peace has been hard-won and it is precious. You deserve this new calm, this new joy, and this new life. Each moment you choose not to go back, you are choosing to move forward. Your days do not have to be loud or full of fighting. They can be soft, gentle, and sweet. This safe distance from pain allows you to love your own life again, exactly as you are. When you find this new calm in your life, you notice it is much quieter than before. You do not feel the same pressure to respond every time something upsetting happens. You do not feel so afraid of missing a message or not answering a call right away. You may even feel a little nervous about all this silence. You once believed that you had to answer, to explain, or to argue because that was your way to survive when the narcissist tried to control everything you did and said. Now, you realize that you have a new way to protect yourself. Practicing silence is not only possible, but it is also a strong and caring way for you to keep your own peace. Silence is very different from anger, and it is not the same as turning away forever. Silence is when you do not answer words meant to hurt you or make you react. It does not mean ignoring someone completely. Instead, it means that you respect yourself enough to choose when to give your words, your time, and your energy. You do not enter into arguments just because someone else wants you to. You do not prove yourself over and over again when it brings nothing but pain. You decide to stay calm and keep your words when you know they will not be heard in a loving way. At first, silence can make the narcissist upset or even more dramatic. This is because they do not like to lose control. They want you to answer right away. They want to see your emotions. They want you to stay in the circle of arguing and explaining. When you choose silence, you do not feed this need anymore. You show in the clearest way that your feelings and your peace are more important than their drama. Silence is not easy, and it takes time to learn. You may feel you are not doing enough. You may feel pressure from old fears or from the narcissist who says, "Why are you so quiet?" Or, "Why won't you talk to me?" It is normal to want to end this pressure by answering, even with just a few words. But you can remind yourself that silence is your right. It is the space where you heal. It is a simple way of saying, "I will not be pulled in again." Practicing silence does not mean you never speak or that you avoid all communication. It means you learn to choose when to answer and when not to. If someone says something kind or helpful, you can respond. If they say something calm about life or about a memory and it feels safe, you can choose to join in. But when someone brings only blame, insults, or arguments, you can practice saying nothing at all. You may choose to read a message but not answer it right away, or maybe not at all. You may sit in the same room with the narcissist but keep your focus on your own thoughts or a quiet task. You may turn off your phone, turn away, or walk outside to get some air. These small acts are all ways to use silence to care for yourself. The first days of silence may feel strange, especially if the narcissist notices you are not reacting as before. They may try harder to get your attention. They may speak louder, say shocking things, or pretend to be very sad or very angry to see if you will finally answer. Remember that this is one of their old tricks. They need you to react so they can feel in control. By staying silent, you show that you are in control of your own life now. You might notice that after some time, the narcissist becomes less interested in their drama if they do not get your attention. They may look for another person to argue with, or they may finally leave you in peace. Even if this does not happen right away, you win every time you choose not to answer the call to fight. Each quiet moment is another step toward your freedom. It can help to keep something close that reminds you why you are practicing silence. Some people keep a small note in their pocket or a message on their phone that says, "I am safe when I am calm," or "My peace is important." When you feel pressure to answer or defend yourself, you can look at this and remember the promise you made to yourself. If you are not sure what to do during these quiet times, you can make a plan for your day. You might write a list of gentle things you want to do. You can prepare simple meals, take a slow walk, breathe deeply, or call a friend. You can take care of your own feelings with music, sunshine, water, or sleep. These activities support your calm and help you fill the empty space left when you do not answer drama. There may be moments when silence makes you feel lonely. You may remember happier memories or imagine that things could have been different if only you had said something more or explained better. These feelings are natural. You are learning to let go of the old hope that your words might change a narcissist's heart. You are learning to accept what you cannot change. Allow yourself to feel sad, but remind yourself that sadness will pass, and your calm is worth much more than another loud fight. When you use silence, you also begin to notice how your body feels different. You may feel less tense, your head and stomach might hurt less, you rest more easily, your breathing becomes slower. You notice that the world has many quiet sounds, birds, the wind, the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. These small things remind you that you are here and that your life can be good, just as it is. If you worry that others will think you are cold or rude for staying silent, remember that true friends will understand. The people who care about you will not demand your answers or take your silence personally. They will ask about your feelings, listen quietly, and show patience as you learn new ways to look after yourself. Silence with a narcissist is not the same as silence with people who are kind. You can still be open with those who help you feel safe. Sometimes you will need to use silence even with other people if they try to bring you back to old arguments or old pain. You do not have to explain yourself to anyone who does not respect your side. You do not have to answer questions that are meant to push you back into old patterns. Your silence is your answer. You may try to use simple words if you want to, but you do not need to give long reasons for your choices. I do not want to talk right now. I need some time. I am taking care of myself. These short phrases are enough. Then you can return to being quiet, knowing you are doing what is right for you. As the days go by, you will find that silence becomes easier. You will not feel so afraid of it. You will even learn to look forward to these quiet moments. You notice that your mind is clearer and your emotions are softer. You find it easier to let go of things that once kept you awake at night. You might enjoy being alone or spending time in gentle places. You will feel safer in your own room or in the park or among friends who let you be yourself. You come to see silence not as something empty or lonely, but as something bright and strong. With silence, you can listen to your own thoughts and feelings without other people adding noise. You might discover small things about yourself that you had forgotten. You may find that you actually prefer peace to arguments. You like quiet dinners, soft music, or reading a book. You like to wake up slowly and not worry if your day will start with trouble. You can dream about your future without fear. You also learn that it is okay if some people do not understand your silence. Not everyone will see why you choose not to answer the narcissist. Some people think problems must always be discussed. You do not need to explain your choices to everyone. You are the one living your life, and you decide what is best for your peace. Practicing silence lets you focus on healing. You have more energy for things that make you smile. You feel less exhausted. You have more hope. Each quiet decision makes the next one easier. You become better at letting drama pass you by. Some days will still be hard. You may feel the old pain, or you may worry about the future. This is normal. It does not mean you are failing. It means you are learning new ways to handle pain and challenge. You are strong, even when you feel weak. With each day, you build trust in your own strength. You teach your heart and your mind that you are safe now. Bad words or angry faces do not have to shape your day or control your nights. You can turn away from blame and choose peace. There will be moments when you are tested. The narcissist may try many new ways to pull you back into old patterns. They may try making you jealous, afraid, or guilty. You can still choose silence. Each time you do, you remember your strength. You break the chain that once kept you tied to their drama. You can also use silence to help other people who are important to you. When friends or loved ones see you staying calm and not reacting to negativity, they may learn that it is possible for them too. You do not need to teach with words. Your quiet example is strong. Over time, your peace grows bigger than any argument. You know that silence is not empty. It is what holds everything you need: safety, rest, happiness, and the freedom to dream. You do not depend on others to give you hope. Your hope lives inside you. You can still care about people, even those who have hurt you, but you do not have to let them back into your daily life. You can wish good things for everyone, but your job is to protect your joy. If you feel tempted to argue or to explain your side one more time, take a breath and remember how far you have come. Your silence is your shield. Your peace is your home. Life is not always simple. There will be changes and new challenges. There may be other people who test your patience, but you are ready now. You know you have the power to stay silent when needed. You will not always need this much silence, but you will always have this strength when you want it. Now, each time you choose not to answer anger, you have more room for kindness. You use your quiet to hear laughter or to make plans that bring you happiness. You see new ways to fill your days, with friends, with music, with gentle thoughts, and with love for yourself. You can look back and see what you have survived. You made it through many difficult moments. You did not let anger, blame, or drama destroy you. Your silence has given you time and space to grow healthy again. You are writing a new story for yourself, and you are doing it with your own gentle hands. Most important, you can trust that silence is always there for you. It is safe to be quiet. You are more than the noise around you. You have the right to rest, to listen to your heart, and to fill your life with what matters to you. Practicing silence is one of the most loving gifts you will ever give yourself. As you learn that silence is a safe place and a gentle answer, it is natural that many feelings will come to the surface. These feelings may not all be light or easy. You might start to feel guilty for choosing yourself and for not giving attention to the narcissist. You may feel sadness, confusion, or even a little bit of fear. Some days you might wonder if you are being too hard, or if you have become a person who turns away from others. It is important to let yourself feel all these emotions. Every one of them is valid, and each one has a message for you as you move forward on your path of healing. Guilt is a feeling that can visit you even when you are doing the right thing for yourself. Guilt may say that you have failed someone or that you are not caring enough. If you learned to always give, to always fix, or to always put someone else first, then choosing silence or distance can feel wrong. You may believe that you are abandoning the narcissist or not being a good friend, partner, or family member. It is important to remind yourself that guilt does not always mean you are doing something wrong. Sometimes guilt is only a habit. It happens when you make a new choice, a choice that puts your own well-being before someone who always took more than they gave. When guilt comes, be gentle with yourself. Take some slow breaths, sit somewhere quiet or look out a window. Listen to your heart. Tell yourself, I am allowed to take care of my feelings. I am allowed to do what is safe and healthy for me. You can think of all the times you tried to make things better, or all the moments you felt unseen, unheard, or hurt. You do not have to add more pain to your heart by feeling guilty for taking a step that brings you peace. Sometimes guilt comes mixed with sadness. You might remember the good moments, or believe that the person you are ignoring needs you. You might hope that things will change and feel sorrow for walking away. Sadness is a message from your heart that says you cared and you tried. You can honor your sadness by letting it come without fighting it. Cry if you need to, tell a friend what you feel, or write your feelings. Sadness does not mean you are weak. It means your heart is soft and kind. There will also be moments when you feel angry or confused. You might ask yourself, why did this happen to me? Or, why am I always the one who has to walk away? These thoughts are normal. They let you know that you have been hurt and that you wish for things to be different. Instead of fighting your anger, you can let it pass through you. You can shake your hands, take deep breaths, or move your body gently to let the feeling out. You do not have to carry it alone. You might find that your mind goes over old times again and again. Maybe you replay words the narcissist said, or remember arguments and the things you wish you had done differently. This is common. Your mind is trying to find answers and make sense out of confusion. When you notice these thoughts, you can help your mind by reminding yourself that you do not have to find all the answers. You did the best you could at every step. You can trust that better days are coming. Fear is another feeling that may show up when you stop giving attention to the narcissist. You may worry that you will lose other people, or that your life will feel empty now that you have chosen peace. Fear may tell you that you will regret your choices, or that being kind to yourself will leave you alone. Instead of letting fear grow, you can look around and notice what is here, right now. Are you safe where you are sitting? Can you see sunlight or feel the air on your face? Remind yourself, I am safe in this moment. I do not have to worry about the future. Sometimes, fear can also come from inside your memory. If, in the past, you felt punished for saying no or for setting any boundaries, this fear can feel very big. You can gently remind yourself that the present is different. You are older now. You know more now. You are not powerless. Every small act of self-care reminds your mind and body that you can choose safety. Some days, the heaviness of guilt and fear might make you want to go back to old patterns. You might almost answer a message or feel like you should try one more time. On these days, be gentle. Sit with your feelings. Ask yourself, what would I tell my best friend if they were feeling this way? You would tell them to rest. You would tell them that it is okay to take time for themselves. You would remind them that they deserve respect. Give yourself the same care. You may also notice shame. You may feel like you have let people down or that others will judge you for choosing your own path. Shame is a quiet weight that tries to hide you away. It whispers old stories about not being good enough. You can meet shame with kindness and new words. Say to yourself, I am learning. I am growing. I am enough, just as I am. As you move away from old patterns, it helps to practice talking gently to yourself every day. When guilt or fear show up, find a simple phrase to say, I am allowed to be calm. My feelings matter. I am making my life safer. These words can help change the path of your thoughts so you do not fall back into pain. Sometimes you might still feel lost. You may wonder what to do with your time and your energy now that you are not always reacting to someone else. This space can feel empty at first, but you can fill it with things that soothe you. Call a friend, Listen to relaxing music, walk outside, read, write, paint, or bake bread. You can sit quietly and notice your breath. Each gentle act is a step towards healing. Another important step is forgiveness. This does not mean you must go back to the narcissist or pretend nothing happened. Forgiveness in this new space is something you give to yourself. Forgive yourself for the times you stayed too long. Forgive yourself for the times you lost your temper or believed the wrong words. Forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. Every person is learning. You have the right to a fresh start. There can also be pressure from others who do not understand your choice. If someone says you are being cold or that you should just make up with the narcissist, remember that you do not have to follow their advice. Only you can decide what is safe and healthy for your own heart. Thank them for caring if you want, and then return to your quiet path. Guilt is not always about what we have done, but what we have been taught we should do. If you grew up learning to always help, to always give, or to put others first, it takes time to change this pattern. The first step is to notice the old voice inside that says, "You must do more." Then choose to answer with a new voice. "I have done enough. It is time to care for myself." Let yourself notice the changes that come as you care for your feelings instead of ignoring them. Notice if your sleep is better, if your shoulders are less tight, if you smile more or feel more curious. These small signs are proof that you are healing. When you begin to see your progress, celebrate yourself. Even a tiny step forward is cause for kindness. You might continue to feel pulled towards old pain. At times, the narcissist may reach out with new words or new actions to try to bring you back into their story. Guilt and doubt may rise again. When this happens, you can return to your silence. You do not have to join every conversation or answer every invitation. You can choose your own peace as many times as you need to. If you want to talk about your feelings, choose someone who listens with care. This can be a friend, a family member, or a counselor. Speak your story not to find blame, but to let your heart breathe. When someone else hears your pain and does not judge you, you learn it is safe to trust again. You may need to remind yourself of all the reasons you took this path. You can write a letter to yourself or keep a small journal. List the ways you feel better. Name the things you have learned about yourself. Tell your future self that you are proud of these changes. This letter can be a friend to you on the days when guilt or sadness feel heavy. Remember that pain is not a signal you have done something wrong. Pain is only a sign that you have cared, that you have tried, and that you are ready for something new. It is normal to miss things that felt familiar, even if they hurt you. It is normal to worry about the future or to want someone to say you are doing the right thing. You can give yourself all the comfort and encouragement you need. You are not alone in these feelings. You are allowed to move slowly. There is no race here, and no one else sets your pace. Some people heal in a few weeks, others in a few months, or even a few years. Each person's heart has its own time. Do not hurry. Do not compare. Be with yourself as you are. The more you practice choosing yourself, the more natural it feels. One morning, you might wake up and notice a new kind of happiness, a soft joy that waits for no one's permission. You may find it easier to say no, or to walk away, or to find comfort without guilt. You realize you have grown stronger, even through the hardest days. As you learn to manage guilt and old negative feelings, you make space for better emotions to bloom. You find it easier to notice beauty, fun, peace, and even love. The world looks different when you are not weighed down by old pain. This new freedom is your gift. You also become a person who knows how to comfort others. When you see a friend or loved one feeling guilty for choosing their own good, you know just what to say. You tell them about your own path. You share your words of hope. You say, "You are allowed to protect your heart." Every gentle step you take for yourself teaches your heart that you can be trusted. You know what you need. You know when you need to rest, to be quiet, to laugh, or to cry. Your feelings are your guide. You learn to live with less fear and more courage. If new moments of sadness or guilt come, remember all the progress you have made. You are not back at the beginning. Healing moves in circles, not in straight lines. Even if pain returns, Your heart is stronger now. You can care for yourself all over again. There is kindness in choosing peace. There is wisdom in letting old pain go. There is hope in every quiet day, every gentle choice, and every moment of self-care. You are building a life that feels good for you. When you look back, you may feel amazed at how much has changed. You started by wanting calm, and now you know how to make it. Every hard feeling you have faced has taught you something new. Now you know you are allowed to move forward, to accept joy, and to be gentle with whatever you feel. What you feel is never wrong. Your care for yourself leads you into brighter days, and there is so much beauty waiting for you as you keep choosing your own heart. When you reach a place where you can listen to yourself, accept your feelings, and give yourself care even on the hard days, you begin to see what you need to feel truly safe. You may notice that you want to protect your peace not only from one person but from anything that makes you feel bad again. Now is the time for boundaries. Boundaries are simple, clear ways to take care of your own heart. When you create and respect your boundaries, you give yourself permission to say yes when things are good for you and no when they are not. Learning how to build and keep boundaries will help you keep your happiness and stop old pain from coming back. Boundaries are not something you use to punish others. Boundaries are healthy rules you choose for yourself. They tell you and everyone else what is safe, what is welcome, and what you will not accept in your life. Sometimes, people do not understand what boundaries mean. Setting a boundary is only about you making your own life better, more peaceful, and more true to who you are inside. One simple way to start with boundaries is to think about what makes you feel calm and what takes away your peace. Maybe you feel unsafe when someone asks you too many questions. Maybe you feel tired when someone calls you many times a day. You might get sad when someone brings up old problems again and again. These are all signs you need a boundary. Your body and feelings will tell you when you are tired or overwhelmed. You can write down your needs on a sheet of paper. For example, you may write, "I need quiet time before bed. I do not want to answer every phone call. I need friends who speak with kindness. I need to be respected when I say no." These needs will help guide you. Your boundaries can be as simple or as big as you want them to be. What matters is that they make you feel good and safe. Boundaries also help teach other people how to treat you. When you have clear boundaries, you tell others what behavior is okay and what is not. For example, if someone sends you a hurtful message, you can choose not to answer. If someone asks you for help at a time you cannot give it, you can kindly say you are not able to do that now. If anyone tries to shame you for saying no, remember your feeling is not wrong. You are allowed to say no. Some boundaries are about time. You can decide not to answer calls or messages after a certain hour of the evening. You can set a time for yourself to rest, to read, or to spend with friends. Other boundaries are about what topics you will talk about. If a person always brings up stories that make you feel bad, you can let them know you do not want to talk about those things. If they do not respect your wish, you can walk away or stop the conversation. You might want to have boundaries with your body too. You can say yes or no to hugs or touches. You decide who can come into your home, who can use your things, and who is allowed in your quiet spaces. All these choices are part of protecting your heart and your life. It is normal to feel nervous when you set a boundary for the first time. You may worry about hurting someone's feelings or about being called selfish. These worries are common, but your well-being is just as important as anyone else's happiness. You do not have to say yes when you mean no. It is not selfish to take care of your heart. Sometimes people may push back when you set a boundary, especially if they are used to getting what they want. They may ask again, raise their voice, or try to make you feel bad. If this happens, remind yourself that their feelings are not your responsibility. You are in charge of your choices and your health. You can repeat your answer, keep your voice calm, and if needed, end the conversation. When you keep your boundaries strong, you teach yourself to trust yourself. Each time you respect your own needs, you feel safer and more sure of yourself. You stop looking outside for permission to take care of your happiness. Instead, you trust your own voice, your own feelings, and your own decisions. Boundaries make it easier for you to know who truly respects you. Friends and family who care will listen when you share your needs. They will want to see you happy. They do not call you names or complain when you take care of yourself. If someone keeps stepping over your boundaries, even after you kindly ask them not to, you have a right to keep more distance. You do not have to explain many times. Your first no is enough. Some boundaries are not about saying something aloud, but about your actions. For example, you may avoid places or situations that do not feel safe for you. You may limit how much time you spend with certain people. You may choose to keep some thoughts or ideas to yourself. These private boundaries are just as important as the ones you share with other people. Boundaries are the way you keep your energy strong. When you stop giving your power to people or situations that drain you, you find you have more to share with those who fill your life with kindness. You have more time for what makes you feel calm, for hobbies, for walks, or for moments with people who make you laugh. Sometimes you may slip and let someone cross your boundary. This can happen to anyone. If you notice this, forgive yourself. Each time it gets easier to make better choices next time. No person is perfect, and learning to protect yourself is a skill that grows over time. It is good to practice saying simple words when you need to hold your boundary. You do not have to explain everything. You can simply say, "I cannot do that right now. I am not comfortable with this. Let's talk about something else. I need some time alone." Keeping your words clear and calm helps you feel stronger. Healthy boundaries also help bring new friends and positive relationships into your life. When people see that you value your own heart, they learn how to value it too. People who are honest and kind will be happy to follow your boundaries, and they will share their needs with you as well. This helps both sides grow closer in a healthy way. If you are not sure where to begin, start small. Choose one simple thing that would make your life easier. Maybe you say no to an event you do not want to attend. Maybe you ask for more quiet at home. Maybe you decide to spend less time on your phone. Take your time. One boundary at a time is enough. Each one makes you stronger. Some days you may feel bad for setting a boundary, especially if someone you care about is upset. Remind yourself that real friends and loving family will want you to feel good. With time, your boundaries become a natural part of your life and relationships. Peace grows each day you respect your own needs. It is important to notice how you feel after setting a boundary. If you feel relief, lightness, or calm, this is a sign you did the right thing for yourself. If you feel worry or guilt, take a breath and remind yourself you are learning. Each choice is a step. With practice, it gets easier. As you grow more comfortable with boundaries, you learn that you do not have to explain yourself all the time. You do not have to share reasons if you do not want to. Your feelings are reason enough. You trust your own wisdom and look for kind friends who do the same. You may also begin to help others in your life learn about boundaries. When you notice a friend or loved one giving too much or feeling tired because of other people, you can speak kindly to them. You can let them know it is okay to say no. You can help them keep their own peace too. Boundaries are not walls. They do not keep love out of your life. They only keep out what hurts and what does not help you grow. When you hold your boundaries with gentle strength, you leave more room for good things. You are safer, calmer, and more able to love and be loved. If you live or work with a narcissist or someone who does not respect your needs, boundaries become even more important. You may not be able to change them, but you can always decide what you allow in your own space, your own mind, and your own heart. If you need support, talk with a counselor or trusted friend about ways to keep healthy distance. Some days will feel easy and some will be hard. You may wish that everyone would listen the first time. Sometimes you may have to walk away from situations or people who will not respect you. You may feel lonely, but you are not alone. Many people have learned to love themselves by keeping safe boundaries. As you keep building these simple rules for your happiness, you will notice that life feels kinder. Your days become less about pleasing others and more about honoring what you need. You have more room for joy. You have more patience, more comfort with yourself. You begin to feel proud of your progress. You can look at your life and see how far you have come. Where once you reacted to every drama, now you answer calmly or not at all. Where once you felt tired, now you feel strong. Each time you respect your boundary, you honor the journey you took to heal and to find peace. Your boundaries are your own. They may change as your life changes. That is okay. You do not have to be perfect. The most important part is that you care for your feelings and your safety. The more you practice, the more natural it feels. Soon you will say no without fear, yes with joy, and live with gentle strength every day. This new strength allows you to turn your face, your heart, and your time to what helps you grow. You can now rest, dream, or take a step towards something new. Your story is not just about what you survived, but about what you are building each day, a life where you feel valued, cared for, and free. As you grow stronger in building boundaries, you will sense a gentle change inside. You discover that you no longer live only to avoid pain or protect yourself from those who hurt you. Now there is space for you to think about what brings you happiness, what makes you feel proud, and how you can have a life full of respect for yourself. Each day, as you choose to care for yourself and to stand by your needs, you open the door to something new, freedom and self-respect. Freedom is not only about being away from people who bring trouble. Freedom is also how you feel inside when you no longer wait for the approval of a narcissist or hope that someone else will give you permission to be happy. You stop watching your words, measuring every step, or waiting for a calm moment. You begin to make your own choices and trust that what makes you feel good is worthy of your time. At first, the idea of choosing yourself may feel strange, even a little uncomfortable. For so long, you might have made decisions based on what someone else needed or wanted. Now, you can ask yourself simple questions like, what do I want to do today? What makes me smile? Who makes me feel good? By listening to your answers, you begin to get to know the person you really are. There is joy in learning that your wishes are important and that life can include pleasure as well as peace. Self-respect grows each time you keep your word to yourself. If you decide you will not answer messages that cause pain and you stay true to that choice, your self-respect grows. If you take care of yourself kindly in small ways, by resting when you are tired, feeding yourself healthy food, or saying no without guilt, you show yourself that your needs matter. Each healthy habit, each kind thought, and each careful choice is proof that you do not have to settle for a life of fear, blame, or emptiness. Sometimes new freedom gives you extra space that feels empty at first. The noise of old arguments and the rush of drama is gone. At the start, this space may feel a little lonely or quiet, but in this quiet, your heart finds room to rest, and your mind finds peace. You may find that you start looking for new activities, friendships, and hobbies. You are free to learn, to create, and to enjoy moments that are just for you. As you fill your life with new things, you may see how much energy you once spent worrying about a narcissist's mood or opinion. Now, you use that energy for yourself. You might go to places you always wanted to visit. Perhaps you reconnect with old friends or make new ones who are gentle and welcoming. You may find pleasure in little things: reading, planting a flower, drawing, singing, cooking, or taking a long walk. This freedom often brings new feelings of confidence. When you make decisions for yourself, big and small, you stop looking to the past for answers. You trust your own judgment. If you make a mistake, you learn and move forward. You know you are not perfect, and you do not need to be. Mistakes are part of growing into a person who respects himself or herself. Loving yourself is not something you need permission for. You are allowed to stand in front of a mirror and be kind to your reflection. You do not have to wait until everything in your life is easy or until everyone likes you. You can begin to enjoy your own company without trying to be perfect. Some days you might remember the ways you were once made to feel small or powerless. Now you can see that those were lessons, not facts about who you are. Each time you treat yourself with care, you undo some of that old hurt. You set stronger foundations for knowing your own value. Self-respect means speaking kindly to yourself even when doubt comes. It means noticing your successes and not only your struggles. You will see that you have become someone who makes careful choices about who is close to you. You ask yourself, do I feel good when I spend time with this person? Does this person listen when I speak? Do I feel safe to be myself? You do not keep anyone in your life only because you feel guilty or afraid to say goodbye. You see that loving yourself gives you the right to surround yourself with people who are gentle, fair, and supportive. This confidence and self-respect also help you if a narcissist tries to return to your life. You can see their patterns, their demands, or the ways they try to win your attention. You recognize the signs. You trust the boundaries you built. Your feelings of freedom make it much easier to step back and say no, even if they try new tricks or say things that once made you feel unsure. The more you practice choosing a life that feels right to you, the less power others have over your mood or your days. The actions of the narcissist do not reach your heart in the old way. You remember that you do not need to argue with them, please them, or fix them. You do not wait for them to agree with you to know your own worth. Freedom also means you can find new hope and joy in life's simple moments. You may take a slow walk and notice the world around you. You laugh more easily. You feel grateful for fresh air, sunlight, or music. You start to trust your ideas and pay attention to your imagination. Some people begin to draw, dance, write, travel, or help others. Your unique dreams begin to matter again. You are free to imagine a life that brings you happiness. As you enjoy your freedom, you might also want to share gentle words and hope with others who are hurting. You become someone who helps, not because you have to, but because your own heart is full and you want to give. You know what real respect feels like, and you know how important it is to show it to yourself and to others. You listen with care, you give encouragement, and you show that healing and self-love are possible. Your new life with freedom and self-respect is not free from all pain or challenge. There can still be hard days. Sometimes you bump into sadness, old guilt, or fear. Someone might say something that makes you remember the old days. But now, you do not get lost in pain. You rest, you talk to a safe friend, or you choose something loving for yourself. You know how to recover. Your self-respect creates a new kind of courage within you. You are not afraid to try new things because you know your worth does not depend on success or failure. You are not worried about saying no because you trust your reasons. You are able to ask for help or support because you understand you deserve it. There are little signs each day that you are growing. You notice it takes less effort to say no to things that do not serve you. You turn down invitations that do not make you happy. You stop feeling afraid to eat alone, to make your own plans, or to spend time with people who appreciate you. You stop needing to talk about the narcissist or think about their actions. Instead, you turn your focus toward things that fill you with hope and peace. You stop expecting others to save you or rescue you from sadness. You learn to comfort yourself and to find small things that help you feel better. Your relationship with yourself grows stronger and steadier. You are willing to forgive old mistakes, to accept moments of weakness, and to believe in your own power to change. You see yourself not as broken, but as brave. The story of your healing begins to matter more than the old pain. If someday you begin to doubt yourself or feel worried, you remember how far you have come. You are not the same person you were before you chose freedom and respect. You have grown slowly with gentle strength. Each step was made with care for yourself. This gives you trust in your ability to handle anything new that comes, with calm and hope. You do not rush through life. You are patient with your process. You celebrate small victories. You do not need things to be perfect to enjoy them. You are grateful for the good. You learn from what is hard, and you keep moving forward. As you move through your days, you notice how easy it is to be kind to others when you are kind to yourself. You have more to give because you are not always feeling empty or sad. You set a good example by showing what self-respect looks like in simple ways. You speak the truth, listen deeply, and share your time only when it brings joy to both sides. You are aware of your own needs and sensitive to the boundaries of others. You do not try to control or fix people, and you do not allow others to control you either. You believe in fairness, honesty, and gentle words. You support people who support you, and you let go of those who do not. Every new experience helps you see what makes you happiest. You notice which activities, people, and places give you energy. You also see what leaves you tired or sad. Your freedom lets you change your plans or start something new without fear of blame. Some moments may be quiet, others full of activity. You have the power to choose. You do not feel rushed or forced. You notice fewer days filled with anxiety or regret. You spend less time feeling confused and more time simply living. Going forward, you know there will always be challenges in life, but now you face them with a new sense of safety. Your healthy boundaries and your deep respect for yourself are shields that protect your heart. At the end of each day, you feel gratitude for the little ways you honored yourself. You notice your progress, however small. You go to sleep knowing you did what was right for you, and you wake up ready to start again. Your journey of ignoring the narcissist, choosing calm, learning silence, facing guilt, setting boundaries, and respecting yourself all lead to a gentle kind of freedom. It is a freedom that is quiet but steady, soft but strong. Your life belongs to you, and you trust yourself to guide it. As you continue to care for your own heart, you make space for even more hope and joy each new day. You feel proud of all that you have survived and everything you have learned. This is your freedom, and it is yours always. When you arrive at this point, you are able to look at your own life and see the deep change that has taken place. You remember times when you felt small, tired, voiceless, and controlled by a narcissist. Now you experience quiet inside of yourself, and you are no longer afraid every day. You notice simple moments when peace comes naturally, and you do not feel tied up by anyone else's anger or demands. You know what it feels like to make choices for yourself. Each choice you make each day helps you build a new life that is safer, kinder, and much more true to who you are. Taking your power back is not something that happens in a minute, an hour, or even a week. It comes slowly as you stop focusing on the narcissist and begin to see yourself again. In the past, your attention was always on someone else's needs, moods, or stories. You tried to fix things that were never really in your hands. Now you use your energy for your own well-being and the simple joy of quiet days. Each time you decide not to react, not to explain, not to run back and try again, you protect your energy and show yourself that you come first. You have learned that you do not have to make anyone else see your point or understand your feelings. It is enough that you know what is true for you. You stopped looking for answers in someone else's eyes because you can find what you need inside yourself. It does not mean you never care for others, and it does not mean you become cold. It means you choose what is good for you and you respect your own limits. You show the world and yourself that your happiness matters just as much as anyone's. Now, when you wake up in the morning, you notice that you choose what to do with your day. You are free to spend time on things that feel peaceful or fun, to enjoy the company of people who support you, or to simply be gentle with yourself when you need it. You find new ways to celebrate small victories, like a quiet meal, a calm moment, a kind word to yourself, or a walk in the sunshine. You can feel gratitude for these simple gifts because you know how hard they were to find before. When old feelings come back, pain, anger, guilt, or doubt, you no longer let them rule your day. You notice them, you maybe rest or talk about them, but you do not return to old habits that hurt you. You have learned to sit quietly with sadness when it shows up, to move around when anxiety feels sharp, and to smile at yourself even when the world is not perfect. With your power and attention back in your own hands, you start to feel secure. You know that you can protect your peace, and you know that someone else's bad mood is not your fault. If anyone tries to draw you into an argument or drama, you know you can choose not to play that old game. You trust your own choices, and you believe in your own feelings. This confidence is gentle and calm, not loud or hard, but it is strong. You might find yourself able to forgive yourself for past days, past mistakes, or choices that were made when you did not know how to protect your heart. You are not unkind to your younger self. Each action, every reaction, every bad day was part of your learning. Now you grow because you look back and see not just the hurt, but the way you have risen from it. You can be your own friend now, treating yourself with patience and hope. Your power also helps you shape the future that you want. You do not have to look for happiness in places where you only feel pain. You do not wait for someone else to let you rest, smile, or feel proud. You choose the people you let close. You say yes to kindness, honesty, and mutual care. You say no to pressure, blame, or put-downs. You live by the values you choose for yourself, and you know that you do not have to let anyone cross your boundaries. The person you are becoming is thoughtful and sure. You know that self-respect is not a one-time decision, but a practice. Sometimes you have to remind yourself each morning. Some days are easier than others, and sometimes you slip into old habits. But each time you remember your strength and keep your boundaries, you become more secure. You use your freedom to fill your days in new ways. You might go back to work, start school, or discover new hobbies. You might decide to volunteer, to travel, or simply to rest if that is what you need most. What matters is that you make these choices yourself and do not wait for the approval or permission of anyone who does not respect you. Step by step, you build a life that feels softer and more open. You also notice that as you become kinder to yourself, your relationships with others change. You are more open to new friendships and can give support without feeling tired or used. You pick people who lift you up. You give your time to those who listen and care. You stop chasing affection in places where you will never be truly loved. You believe that mutual respect is possible, and you hold on to it. You see each day as a chance to care for your health, to practice gratitude, and to use your energy for things that matter. If someone tries to bring negativity into your life, you can quietly step away, protect your boundaries, and keep your focus on people and moments that help you grow. You understand that you cannot change the way others act, but you can always choose your response. You remember that it is normal to feel a mixture of emotions as you move forward. Some days you might still remember the past and feel sadness. At times, doubts will visit you, especially when life feels hard, but you trust that you know how to navigate these times. You have tools now: silence, distance, gentle words, healthy boundaries, and self-care. When you feel weak, you return to these tools and let them help you heal again. Growth is not always easy. There can be setbacks, moments of loneliness, or times when you miss what was familiar, even if it was not healthy. But now, you see each step as part of your story. You have learned to accept new experiences and to hope for good things. You are patient with the process, gentle with your heart, and steady in your progress. Taking your power back means that you no longer chase after people who do not understand your worth. You do not wait for someone else to heal you, give you permission, or tell you who you are. You become your own best source of safety and hope. This makes you strong, not because you never feel pain, but because you know how to stand up for your needs with quiet confidence. Moving forward with your life, you continue to make room for joy, peace, and real connection. You welcome the chance to build trust with people who have honest hearts. You believe that your dreams and your time are valuable. You let yourself try new things, even if they are small at first. Over time, you see how much you have changed, and you know that you are not what hurt you. You are everything you have learned and all the ways you have loved yourself despite pain. You may find that your healing helps others too. By living gently, speaking honestly, and caring for yourself, you set an example for family, friends, or even strangers. People may notice your calm, your steady joy, or your ability to let go of drama. You do not have to teach with words. Your actions show others that it is possible to make different choices and to grow stronger no matter what has happened before. There can still be tests or people who do not respect your boundaries. There may be events that cause sadness, scare you, or make you feel judged. Each time, you remember what you have learned and that you are strong enough to take care of yourself. You use your voice gently when needed and walk away when things are not safe. You finish each day by noticing your progress, feeling grateful for your heart, and being proud of every decision to value your well-being. You rest more easily, knowing your life is truly your own. Looking back, you see how much you have learned on this journey. You started by feeling the pain of being close to a narcissist, learning to recognize their behaviors and the ways they affect your emotions. You discovered that giving away your energy by reacting to them only took more of your power, and that making the choice to ignore negativity was not cruel but necessary. You saw how silence and emotional distance could help you rebuild your own peace. You learned how to cope with guilt and hard emotions, how to set strong boundaries, and how to respect your own needs each day. Over time, you began to find joy in small moments and to rebuild your inner strength. You learned that freedom and self-respect are your right. You learned to trust your judgment, to let go of the need to fix others, and to focus on your own well-being. Now, as you move forward, you carry all of this wisdom with you. You know that your voice and your choices matter. You are free from the chains of the past and able to live with hope, safety, and true happiness one day at a time.